Hi, everyone. Welcome to the next session, all about coaching beyond fitness. I'm Tiffany Bassi. I coach personal trainers, and I'm an expert on ABC Trainerize. I'm thrilled to welcome our guest to the panel today. We will be chatting about coaching beyond fitness, how a holistic approach, including nutrition and habit coaching, can elevate your bottom line, and how this summer is a really great time to get into it. So our first guest is Ashley Lane from Train with Ash, which is a fitness community that focuses on fitting food and training into clients' lifestyles and building strong behavioral changes that last. Ash has over 10 years of experience changing women's lives. Ash, we're so excited to hear from you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to speak with you guys today.
We're so lucky to have you, and we want you to know that we are aware that you're transitioning into fall right now, so it's not quite summer for you, but maybe you can give us a little bit of a reflection of your summer and that post-summer perspective. So we're going to dive right in because we have so many questions for you. We want to waste no time. So to start, of course, we're aware that nutrition, it's clear that it's so central to what you do. It's on your website, it's on your social media. How did you decide? Is it something you decided from the very beginning, or something that came to be? But how did nutrition coaching you decide to offer that into your business?
Yeah, absolutely. I think back when I first actually became qualified in personal training, nutrition was something that I had a really strong passion about. Nutrition was actually something that was my passion before the personal training side of things. And I started in the industry as a one-on-one personal trainer in group fitness. And something that was just so apparent was that, people would show up and do their training sessions. However, the one piece of the puzzle that was missing was the nutrition side, and that nutrition side often comes with a lot of misinformation. It comes with a lot of confusion. It comes with so many overwhelming pieces, and because it was something that I loved and something that I was able to incorporate into my lifestyle without cutting out things or without having restrictive diets, meal plans. It was something that I really wanted to be able to incorporate for people, because I had been through those restrictive diets before, and I felt like it was just something that was so needed and something that was really missing. So when I transitioned from being an in-person coach to thinking this is a huge key, and I'm going to take this online. That's when we really decided to have that holistic approach. There's something that I usually say, I often get asked, what percentage of it of results is nutrition, and what percentage of results is training? And I often say it's 100% nutrition, it's 100% training, and it's 100% mindset. You need to have all those three pieces to be able to get where you want to get to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so are there any certifications specifically for nutrition that you have that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so I did study to become a nutritionist. Something that I really learned throughout the process, specifically in the early days, was there was a piece of the puzzle that was missing when I studied nutrition, and that was fat loss. And it's all good and well to learn about nutrition and how to nourish your body. However, that one piece about fat loss was really missing out of my education. So what I went on to do is study with Layne Norton and really understand fat loss more specifically. And then that is the niche area that I decided to head down into, is fat loss specifically. Yes, nutrition is important, and we do need to obviously understand that, but understanding fat loss for our clients is probably the number one thing. Clients get results, or they start to get results, and once they actually have results, they are more motivated to then make better nutrition choices, start to really understand that part afterwards as well.
Mm-hmm. I like that. So that kind of leads into my next question. You talk quite a bit about fat loss being a priority. So I'm going to ask you about your approach to nutrition coaching, fat loss being priority in mind. Anything with, are there specific meals? Are you macro counting quite a bit, or are there healthy habits? Because Trainerize has that amazing habits feature, which I like to use personally. So how do you incorporate? What is it that you do, if you can share, that leads to the fat loss? So what kind of services, or um, yeah, what approach do you take?
Yeah, absolutely. So the approach that we personally take is not necessarily macro specifically, but calories and protein.
Okay.
For our general population clients that are not willing to or not wanting to step on stage, yeah, we definitely focus on calories and protein with a very flexible approach to the way that they eat. Now, we know that some clients, particularly general population clients that come through, are a little bit frightened, I guess, by tracking their food and really understanding how to do that properly. So, offering something like sample meal plans is a really helpful addition into flexible dieting to help them see what, you know, 2,000 calories a day might look like, or 130 grams of protein a day, what that might look like. So, offering those two things side by side can be really, really, really helpful. I actually really started in the early days offering meal plans only and not doing that side of coaching, not offering flexible dieting or just understanding how to track your food. But what I found was people could only stick to a meal plan for part of the year because there was going to be birthdays and there was going to be Christmases and holidays and stuff like that. So I think understanding both and incorporating both into
Mhm.
your business is really, really beneficial. Um,
Mhm.
so so like I said, calories and protein, we let our clients do calorie manipulation. It's what we call it, where they might like to eat a little bit less during the week and maybe a little bit more on the weekends to allow for things like lifestyle. I say that
Mhm.
Train with Ash is a way of life. It is not a set of rules, and being able to be flexible for clients is so, so very important for not only for their life and having their self-belief to be able to actually go on and achieve their results, but also for us to be able to help them long term, not just for an 8-week period.
Absolutely, yeah. The flexibility is important, and the educating, so that whether they're on a meal plan with you or not, or training with you or not, they can make those healthy choices. And I will say that's one thing I do. I want to talk about the Smart Meal Planner a little bit. I use it in so many different ways, and I'm sure you do too. Um, it's great. Of course, it's a meal planner, and you can choose your macro splits if you wanted to, if you want to give a certain type of, or depending on the nutrition goal your client has. But for some of my clients, just to ease them into the using a meal plan, for some of them, I just say, I'm going to assign a nutrition goal and a meal plan to you, but use it as a guide, use it as inspiration. There are so many fun recipes, and so I will create a nutrition goal, and it does have a caloric goal. And I say, for the clients that are beginners and are a little hesitant to get started, that don't worry so much about the calorie goal that I have and the macro split, but just look at the recipes, look at how you can incorporate vegetables and color and good quality protein on your plate, and in your meals. And for some of them, that's great, and they can swap meals out and get a lot of inspiration. And for some, the Smart Meal Planner, of course, they use it in a very different way. They'll use it to follow exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's just one thing I wanted to add about the Smart Meal Planner.
Yeah, I think it's a really, really good tool. It's a tool that hasn't been around forever as well. Like I've
Mhm.
been using Trainerize for, my goodness, probably 5 years now. And it wasn't around at the start. So having that extra tool there will help coaches immensely with their clients that
Mhm.
do struggle in that area.
Yeah. And if you're only training with your clients and you are qualified to give out maybe meal plans or meal advice, maybe you're certified with precision nutrition and you can coach your clients on healthier eating. Um, uh, the Smart Meal Planner, it can be used as even like a tool to upsell as well. So the clients that are training with you, the first month, if somebody new signs up, you can say, hey, as a bonus, this month you get some sample meal plans from me, some great recipe ideas. And that at the end of the month, you can have a conversation about how those recipes went and upsell to a nutrition service and kind of ease them into something. So it's a really versatile product, and even the meal photos and all that. So it's great. So, okay. I can go on about the smart meal planner, but I've got another question for you that I know that our trainers would like to know as well. We talk so much about, we all as trainers, we know um, healthy eating and what that looks like, but sometimes it's tough for trainers to wrap their head around how they would package that into a service. So for you, I know that's a big part of what you do. Is it, I know you said this fitness is 100% and nutrition is 100%, but do you offer nutrition? Does it always have to be training and nutrition with you, or is it standalone? How do you package your services?
So we offer all inclusive. We don't offer training only or nutrition only. Our services are purely a whole
Okay.
package. And I think one of the main reasons that we decided to head in that direction is if a client comes to you and they do training, they just do a training only plan, or they just do a nutrition only plan, they might get 8, 10, 12 weeks down the track and be like, I'm just not getting the results that I'm after. Because if they're doing training only, they might not be matching it with nutrition. Or if they're doing
Mhm.
nutrition only and they're not training, well, they're obviously not going to get the results that they expect in their mind. So we decided to package it all as a one. And yes, I guess it feels like, or it might seem like it's a lot more work. However, from a retention perspective for clients, which it costs something like 5 times more to acquire a new client than it does to retain a client. Once we have the clients in and we're controlling everything, and we can actually offer support and guidance when there is something like, look, I'm just not losing weight. What's happening? Is it the program? Is it me? We can actually have a look and go, okay, well, maybe it is the nutrition. Like, we can clearly see what they've been doing with their nutrition, what they've been doing with their training, and we can pinpoint where something might not be going in the right direction and help
Mhm.
them actually change that so they can get the results and so that they stay a client for longer as well. So that was a really big piece of the puzzle. The other part to it is you always have clients that feel like they need training only or feel like they need nutrition only, and then they will come and ask you for help in the other area that
Mhm.
you're not actually providing anyway. So there is clients that sometimes say we want a training program only. I know that that's what they think they want, but it's not necessarily what they need. So we aim to
Mhm.
provide our clients with what they need rather than what they want.
Nice. Can you touch a little bit on how the coaching helps with your revenue?
Yeah, like I said before, like having that all inclusive package, I think it really helps clients from a retention perspective, and obviously that translates to revenue. However, we have two
Mhm.
services. We have a lower price service and a one-on-one premium service, which includes more one-on-one support. Our lower price service is like our group option, which includes training and nutrition.
Mhm.
However, yeah, like from the revenue, I would say that being able to have nutrition and training, people know that they're coming to us for a whole package. They know what to expect. They know that they're coming to us for a certain result and that they will get that result so long as they stay compliant. And then they generally stay with
Mhm.
us for longer. We have a 12-week commitment period. And then they generally stay with us for longer. Like, we've had clients for 4 years,
Yeah.
like hundreds of clients for 4 years.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
That's great. Yeah, when you set that usually it takes a few weeks or even a few months to see that progress. So when you do give them that 12-week commitment that they're signing up for, usually if they can get through those first 12 weeks, then they're in
yeah.
because they're starting to see the progress and they're starting to get happier, which is really nice to
And
see.
it's a commitment to themselves as well. Like, I mean, you could
Mhm.
turn around and offer, come and do a trial, or, it's only,
Mhm.
no commitment period. However, what happens is sometimes people get in their own heads and sometimes people struggle to get out of their own way. But if they're making a 12-week commitment, they know that they're in, there's some skin in the game. And once they're in, then they'll actually commit to it and follow through the process, move past the struggling
Mhm.
parts, which might be the first 4 weeks, move past that,
Yeah.
and then realize that, hey, I can actually do this, and then commit and get the results that they're after.
Hmm. I also really liked this isn't I just want to bring this up again in case anyone kind of missed it. You talked about you've got your group option, which is a little bit more affordable,
Yeah.
and then you've got your premium option. And that's really good because there might be some people that really, when they sign up for premium right away, you know that they're very committed. You know that they're going to, because they signed up for that one right away. But there are some people that sometimes can't afford your premium options. And if you only have premium options, you lose that client. And so by having options in your services, you're catering to different demographics and different clients. And some clients, it's not so much that the premium option is expensive, it's also you have to commit more. You've got one-on-one chats with your coach versus the group chats, which again, Trainerize has the group feature. It also has the messaging one-on-one feature. So it helps you to offer both. But I think if I was a little intimidated to get started, or if I just didn't really want to make a full commitment, the group option is nice because I can kind of sit back in the group and see what other clients are doing and saying. And then maybe if I feel more comfortable, I can transition into your premium option. So there's so many reasons why clients want your premium option or don't want it. And so by offering different levels of service, it's really smart on your part, and you're helping more people in the long run.
You are. Like, I totally agree with you. And like you said, clients might be either a little bit too afraid to commit to the premium option, or maybe it is an affordability issue. But once they're in your door and they can see what you offer and they can see how amazing your product is, they might be more likely to take that step up. But the same also is true for the reverse. So when they come into premium, having that group option, they can then step down into the group option once they finish with premium. So then their lifetime value becomes obviously greater from a business perspective, but you're helping somebody for longer. That also leads to word of mouth. People, I love Ash, I've been with her for a year, you've got to join, and then that snowball effect, you're helping more people, and your product is growing as well.
Okay, so we're almost I want to be mindful of the time and of your time. So for the coaches that are watching today and that aren't offering any nutrition services, how can they use this time in the summer, these slower months, to dive into nutrition? What kind of advice can you give to make the most of these summer months?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say use this time to upskill. If you're not offering nutrition services, oftentimes it's because it feels too hard, or maybe you're not super confident. So use the time to upskill. There's plenty of different, courses that you can do to upskill in order to be able to offer that service. It makes so much sense to do it if you're in a slow period. I know that, during the summer months, you probably are like, it's slow, let's have a little bit of a break. But hey, use that time to actually help yourself grow your business, so that when it comes to those busier times, that, you feel confident to be able to package that up. Maybe talk to a few different coaches and see what they offer. A lot of people like myself are so willing to share and support other coaches. Don't be afraid of competition. There's more than enough people to go around in this world. But yeah, I would definitely, my number one tip would be to upskill. Any coaches that don't offer, like I said before, I have spoken to quite a few, and they don't offer it simply because they just don't feel confident in that area.
And one more thing, these summer months, which we find can be a little slower, it's where you can take the time to think about, do I have different tiers of my services? Maybe that's something that trainers can start to think about when you have that downtime. And so when you are ready to go, when you're busier in the fall, you can kind of incorporate that and see how it goes, or do a soft launch in the summer and see how that goes, right? Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and with me and the Trainerize, ABC Trainerize community. It's really been incredible to hear from you, and I'm certain that the coaches that are watching, they are very appreciative of the insight that you've given us. So just a big thank you once again. And for those of you that are watching, do stick around because there is lots more to come.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the next session for our Beat the Heat edition of TZ Collective, powered by ABC Fitness. I'm Taryn Hardis. I lead the content marketing team here at ABC Trainerize. Please join me in welcoming an incredible guest, Jaymie Moran. Jaymie is the co-founder of Body Smart Fitness, weight management expert who has helped more than 4,000 women aged 30 to 80 lose weight in under 6 months. He's also a well-known podcaster. He's also a recent ABC Trainerize Best Trainer Award winner and took home the award for remarkable results with habits in 2023. Jaymie, we're so excited to hear from you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, Jaymie, let's dig into some of our questions we have for you today. And I think we just kind of want to start to lay the land. How does a regular summer day in your life look?
Oh God, I'm pretty routine when it comes to work and business. So I am up, early riser, around 6, half 6. I'm one of those weird people that gets a cold shower straight away. So brush my teeth in the shower, 2-minute cold shower, and then I instantly go and work out. Get a workout done, and then I'm straight behind the laptop from 8 o'clock. It's a combination of catching up with the team, checking off a good few things on the to-do list, and just working till about 12, 1 o'clock. And then after around 1 is when meetings kick in for me with the team and so on and so forth, and maybe some loose ends. But it's very typical of a day, and then finishing around 6 or 7. So it's long hours and long days, but it's the non-negotiables are getting exercise and a walk in each day are probably right up there with the work.
Yeah, I can imagine that it's some long days for the work that you're doing and the team that you're running. How are you right now kind of preparing for the summer season? Like goals, timing for the business, planning? Is there anything that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so for the past 2 years, we've actually seen a bit of a drop off, or we've seen like market swings around June and July. Necessity isn't as high for people in summer. People want to go and enjoy summer a little bit more. Maybe they're not in the place that they want to be, but they want to enjoy summer at the same time. So we do adapt our marketing a little bit just to try and help speak to those people who are ready to make a change in the summer months. And making them very aware that, it's very much probably unrealistic to get summer body ready, whatever that means. Like I disagree with that whole marketing side of things. Like you have a body, it's summer, like go and do whatever the hell you want. But like that is, again, we can say that around stigmas and everything else, but that is how some people feel. So, having given people the mindset of, hey, like if we just focused on making small steps and consistent changes for the next 12 months, by the time you get to summer 2025 and every summer after that, you'll be able to enjoy all of them for the rest of your life, because you'll not just feel fit and be in the shape that you want, but you'll also probably have the confidence that you've been able to keep your promises to yourself for the past 12 months and being able to stay on top of your health and wellness. So we're very much being like, hey, we're not going to try and sell the sex and sazzle of like, we're going to strip body fat off you in 4 weeks and you're going to be, able to, go to the beach. That's not our approach. And some people will market to that and will kind of use that as like, that's the wrong message. So we'll kind of market against that being it. And that'll attract the right type of clientele.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people can really resonate with that approach. I know from the Body Smart marketing, like your website, the podcast, social media, nutrition habits, the holistic approach that's so central to what you offer. Can you share a little about how that came to be and kind of how that approach became the focus for your business?
Yeah, so we got actually a bit of a funny story with Trainerize. So we started Body Smart back in 2015. So it's coming up 9 years in June. So it's definitely not been an overnight sort of success by no means. And we actually looked at Trainerize back then, or around then, like a year later. And I think it was a web app at the time. So it wasn't actually an app. So we had the bright idea as two personal trainers. It's like, hey, we're going to make our own app. And we went down this route of trying to build an app with two developers. We wasted about £20,000. These guys just couldn't do it. Didn't get our money back, a lot of money down the drain. Then we went to a much bigger company, and they had a team of 80. They built like Liverpool FC's site, Virgin Media site, lots of big names, big brands. We're like, yes, these guys got a 16-week plan, stage 1, 2, and 3. They're going to build us the app and make us the millions. We spent £88,000 on that, and a year later, still did not have a finished product. Walked away with the most expensive USB pen drive in the world with the app on, and I realized very much before that we're not trying to be the best app developers in the world, we're trying to be the best coaches. And at that time, Trainerize had progressed a lot, and we were able to go on Trainerize, skin our own app up, and it just actually felt like a breath of fresh air, to be honest, to be able to actually just focus on the coaching and like the marketing instead of being app developers, which we weren't. So that was a very painful lesson in the beginning. A very painful and costly lesson. But I guess it showed us that we had a bit of grit and determination to sort of weather a couple of storms and lose a lot of money in the beginning. So, fast forward 7-8 years, we've now got a team of 45 at Body Smart. We have 16 coaches with 2 head coaches and a head of fulfillment above them. We've got about 750 active clients in the business. And by the end of the year, and that's one-on-one clients, by the end of the year, we'll have just shy of 1,200 with the rate we're moving now. So it's a big year of growth for us, but it's been about a year or two of laying a foundation to get to this next stage.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's so many things you mentioned in there. I think a lot of trainers can relate to of not wanting to be app developers or wanting to play to your strengths and use the things that you're the best at to build your business and outsource what makes sense to outsource. So that's, amazing to hear. And it sounds like a really exciting year for you. Why does nutrition and habits suit your target demographic so much? Can you talk to us about like the audience you have and, why that holistic approach is right for them?
Yeah, so we've named our client avatar. She's called Amanda. She's about 44 years old. She's been doing diet after diet and fad after fad for the past, decade or two. And has, been just struggling to lose weight and has either continued to gain a little bit more weight every single year. And then, 10 years go by and it's like, how have I gained 30 pounds? And it's accumulation of failed diets, stress, maybe having kids, maybe some gynecological issues, polycystic ovaries, endometriosis. So, we're very much working with people or women who have struggled for decades, and it's difficult for them to believe like they can actually even get where they want to be.
That's amazing. So what exactly is the Body Smart approach to nutrition coaching, and how is this communicated like to your team as well as like how is it executed?
Yeah, so our Amanda, our typical client, she's very all or nothing. It's I'm either 100% or I'm not. I'm either doing the diet and I'm going to go all out, or I'm not going to do it at all. So a huge thing for us with a lot of our clients is to get them to drop that perfectionist all or nothing mindset, which is really difficult. And often, for a lot of these ladies, that mindset's being rewarded in school, in work. If you get the deadline on time and you hit it and you make it happen, you're rewarded for it. But to think like if you do a 28-day challenge, a lot of people can set their mind to it and go 100% for 28 days because there's an end date. But you can't go 100% for the rest of your life. And when we're looking at like good nutritional habits, we have to set ourselves up for the rest of our lives. And so a huge part is the mindset side of things with nutrition is that like, hey, on the days that you gave 40%, you actually gave 100% if that's all you could give. And that's a very difficult mindset to drop. Like even though it's like mindset driven, it's around how they view nutrition. And obviously we can see all of that in Trainerize. We can see the calories coming through, the macronutrients, whether they've tracked food or not. Like it's very obvious for us if a client's saying they're hitting the calories and macros or whatever numbers we are deciding to set and track them, but like the weight isn't moving in the direction that we want. We're able to problem solve that super fast. So that's one part of it. And then the other side is, a lot of people have had these overly restrictive diets. You can't eat this, you can't eat that. And we do focus on more of an 80-20 approach, which is 80% of your diet coming from whole, minimally processed, nutrient-dense foods, and 20% coming from a little bit of what you love. Yeah.
That's so awesome. It sounds like you just know Amanda so well and you know exactly what's kind of going to help her pivot that mindset. That's really powerful and inspiring. Which ABC Trainerize features do you use the most, and how do those kind of support the nutrition piece of the puzzle?
We use habits the most, and then we also use templates as well. So we're like, well, our coaching program is 4 months long, and we'll have this all mapped out. So like a weekly check-in reminder can go out on Sunday. That sends them a type form, which then zaps through to monday.com for us. And so that works fantastically well. Obviously, the workouts are amazing, and the features that are in the workouts are really good. Like some of the clients love the app, and the complete a workout, and it's like congratulations, like a little dopamine hits to like work really, really well for client engagement. When clients send over like I've done 50 workouts and they've got like a star, like there's all those type of stuff that works fantastically well. We've uploaded our own full exercise library as well to Trainerize, which has been great that we can bring that in on the workouts. But yeah, it's automated messaging to just basically to point clients in the right direction, whether that's check-ins, habits, workouts. It's pretty much most of the stuff you guys use or have, we use and integrate it into the app.
So then kind of pivoting towards packaging, sales, strategy, how do you package and sell your like nutrition, your habit services? How does it all work together and how do you package that for the customer?
Yeah, so we've tried it all because we've been doing this for so long. We actually just have one core offer now. And we've done different offers in the past, and we've actually just found like the complexity of having different offers and then having different packages for coaches has just made it more difficult. So we sell 4 months of one-on-one coaching, and that includes that's everything. So they'll sign up, they get access to the app, they get access to a one-on-one coach. As soon as they have a sales call first, once they have a sales call, we make a handshake with the coach and our client services team, and then we run them through a kickstart week. So they get set up on Trainerize, and kickstart week one is exactly that. It's like getting the progress photos, the measurements, making sure they're set up on all the necessary tech that we need. The coach will send them a welcome video in the handshake group just to introduce themselves. They've read through their application, excited to get them started. And then we get them through kickstart week. Everything's good to go, and then we'll get that first coaching call booked in, and then that's where we're going to have that consultation. Understand like what are going to be the biggest levers to pull with this client. Seeing result, like even though you've made a sale to bring a client into the business, they're still not sold. And if you want to reduce buyer's remorse and like 7-day churn and 30-day churn in a business, like you need to like get the client in and get them winning straight away. Clients come in, they go into kickstart week, and then they go into level 1. So we have level 1 through to 5 till clients become a graduate. And this is a structured level-based curriculum. So this is where clients get to learn the necessary habits, skills, and then ultimately develop the right belief system to make a sustainable change. So as they go through this, there's like a level 1 curriculum. They have to go through the modules on that while working with the coach. The coach will set them, and then they have to pass a test at the end of level 1, and they progress into level 2. And if you get to level 5, you become a graduate. And if you're a graduate, it means you've hit your weight loss goal, you've gone through a reverse diet, you've maintained for over 2 months, and we believe you've got the necessary habits, skills, and now the right belief system to be a body smart graduate. And that's for us where we feel like our clients are going to be able to go and do this for the rest of their lives. And that's ultimately what we want for them.
Yeah, I think you're like touching on a lot of aspects of the business that are really relatable for a lot of personal trainers, I'm sure, which is the piece of, when you're starting out, you're trying to have diverse revenue streams, you're trying to offer different things, try different things out, figure out who your niche is. But then we hear this a lot, like as you scale the business, that efficiency and the streamlining of what you offer is really crucial. So it is really interesting to hear that you guys have like focused in on that like key offer and then kind of have levels within that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what about the revenue piece? I know that you're packaging this as a single offering, but do you have any anecdotal information that you can share with us about like the revenue piece, how it's helped grow the business indirectly even?
Yeah. So last month was actually our best ever month. So we done in pounds, £373,000, which is about 460,000 USD dollars. Mm-hmm. And we're on a growth trajectory to get to around 800K a month by December, which, like I said, it's been about 2 years for us to have the business in this place to be able to scale to that point. So it's all through one-on-one coaching. Our front end offer is between $2,900 and $3,400 for 4 months. And then we are upselling clients for anywhere between 4, 6, and 12 months on the back end. And we're actually looking at refining that down. So just be like a 6 and 12 month offer and eventually just a 12-month offer. And again, the way we'll be able to do that is coming down to having our marketing even more clear with bringing in Amanda. So, I'd love to say that every single client is Amanda, but, we get a few Julies and Sallys and everyone else in between sometimes because that is business at time. But as we're having better marketing, creating better, content, better funnels, we're able to attract the people that we want to work with. And that ultimately is going to help, not just with the front end sale, but with the back end sales and the lifetime value of a client and client success. So that's where we're up to right now. We didn't always start at that. Like when I first made that app, as I said, back in the day, we charged £180 for 12 weeks. So £60 a month. So it just evolves and changes. And, I
think I'd love to hear a little bit about the community piece. And you just mentioned your team. Mm-hmm. So curious about how they kind of contribute to that as well. Your community is so engaged. They're so active. What's the secret to building that strong, vibrant community for your customers?
Yeah, I think it's the idea of like you try and sell to everyone, you sell to no one. So, we specifically help women over 30. And, it's predominantly to help them lose, a substantial amount of weight. So like Amanda is, I could basically tell you everything about Amanda. Like, and the more of that woman or those women that we bring into the group, they start to realize very quickly, even though maybe in their home life or their professional life, they don't feel like that many people get the struggles that they're going through. But when they come into Body Smart and they come into our groups and come into our community, they realize, oh, wow, like so many of these women are going through what I've gone through or I'm going through. And some are a few steps behind me and some are a few steps behind. And it feels extremely relatable when, we have clients say, oh, I'm not that type of person who talks in a group, or I'm not really like a sharer. But then when you see someone like literally write a message like they're living your life, you're like, holy shit, like you almost can't help but like talk to that person. And I'd say that's like a huge part. Like if you've got like an 18-year-old and a 52-year-old in your program, it's not that they can't have commonalities, but it's just they're at very different seasons in their lives. And, it's a huge part of like, you want people who have got like this similar mindset, similar struggles to an extent. And, similar age, I think plays a huge part as well.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to bring so many Amandas together. And that's the thing about having like a really strong focus for your niche, is that if you have like found this program that's changing your life, then you can't help but want to bring people into that and want to like advocate for it. And that's just like really exciting to see people be able to relate to each other in that level. Yeah. I was just working on a piece of content yesterday that we were talking about that, where when you go online, you're broadening the amount of people you can reach, but then you also need to niche down in order to make sure that you're speaking to one type of person. But that's like the value of it, is you can find more of that person when you broaden that opportunity. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that and sharing all of your insights today. It's so inspiring to hear from you and hear about, habits, nutrition, Amanda, all of those pieces. We really, really appreciate your time. I'm sure the coaches that are watching are scribbling down all the insightful tips. Thank you so much, Jaymie, for being here. We really appreciate it. And for those watching, stick around.